Assalamu alaikum and welcome to ITVusa's Ramadan series, Raising Our Children Right. My name is Dr. Suzy Ismail from Cornerstone, and I'm happy to continue the journey with you as we explore the best ways that we can raise our children to hopefully raise children that are righteous, loving of Allah, loving of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to also maintain our own sanity as parents as we raise our children. So we've been talking about the first stage of Tarbiyah, which really extends from the age of 0 to 7. And we talked a little bit about how in this first stage of Tarbiyah, there is a sense of connection with our children because this is the age of security. This is the age of stability. We also know that the process of Tarbiyah does not begin after birth, as we often think, but it actually begins way before that. The process of Tarbiyah begins before conception. What does that mean? When we think about the children that we are going to raise, the children that Allah Azza wa Jal is going to bless us with, we recognize that what makes up our children is going to be bits and pieces and parts of ourselves. It's going to be our own histories, our own biological DNA, our own personalities, our own elements that we infuse into the process of tarbiyah that's going to affect and impact how we raise our children and how our children grow, despite the differences in their personalities. We often talk about nature versus nurture, and we know that when it comes to raising children, there is the aspect of nature in that each child will be born wired with their own DNA, blessed with certain characteristics and traits that will differ from, other siblings that he or she may have. But we also know that the environment, the nurturing aspect, plays a huge role in how our children will learn to respond to the world around them and how they will allow the world around them to impact them or affect who they are and how they are. So really understanding what it means that our children are born with a sense of, again, biological and emotional elements, but that our process of tarbiyah impacts those biological and emotional elements. And understanding what it means that our tarbiyah begins before conception is, something that we can better understand by looking to the Quran. We see in the Quran, in the story of Maryam alayhi salam, the narration of the birth of Maryam alayhi salam, we see that the mother of Maryam in Surah Ali Imran makes a dua while she is expecting her child. And she makes this dua of dedicating what is in her womb to the service of Allah. And this dua that she makes is indicative of several factors. It's indicative of her own faith journey, of her connection to Allah. It's indicative of her willingness to, give that which is in her womb because of her gratitude towards Allah to the service of Allah, to raise a child who is God-fearing, to raise a child who is able to connect spiritually and with their faith. So the first thing that we need to do before we even become parents is to ask ourselves who we are. What are our personality traits that we may carry into the bringing into this world, another life? What is the partner that we're looking for like? Right? We often talk about marriage as not just seeking out a life partner who's going to be compatible for you, but recognizing that the person you're going to marry may, inshallah, one day be your co-parent, may be the father of your children, may be the mother of your children. And how we select our spouse is also going to impact how our children live their lives, how they grow, and who they are and who they become. So before even embarking on the journey of parenthood, we want to ask ourselves where we are in life. What was our childhood like? What childhood trauma may we be carrying with us as adults that we haven't resolved? What cycles of experience do we have that we want to break? Did we grow up in an abusive household? Did we witness domestic violence as children? Is this cyclical nature of abuse something that we have sought therapy for, sought help for, worked on breaking so that we don't perpetuate this within our own families? Who are we? Asking ourselves who we are in terms of our relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal. If our goal is to raise righteous children, if our goal is to understand and recognize the amana that Allah Azza wa Jal has placed in the blessing of having these children, then we also need to step back and ask ourselves who we are and where we are in life. And ask ourselves, what is our intention in bringing children into this world? And in so doing, consistently clarify our intention, recognizing that our intention is to please Allah and that raising our children in the right way is, inshallah, an act of worship that is pleasing to Allah. So let's continue our journey, inshallah, every night of Ramadan as we explore deeper and deeper more of the meanings of what it means to raise righteous children. How do we raise our children right in the ITVusa Ramadan series? I hope to see you tomorrow, inshallah, as we continue this journey. Assalamu alaikum.